Football fans, brace yourselves. The new European club season has erupted with excitement, surprises, and controversy right from the opening whistle. From nail-biting finishes in England to strong statements from Barcelona and Bayern, the early action is setting the stage for a season where nothing can be taken for granted. But here's the twist. Beneath the surface results lie deeper questions about tactics, squad depth, refereeing standards, and the mental state of many top teams after grueling summers. Let's dive in and uncover the talking points everyone will argue about this week, and maybe even spark a few debates of our own. Manchester United, reasons to be hopeful despite another Old Trafford defeat. Don't let the headlines fool you. Manchester United's 1-0 home defeat to Arsenal isn't the same gloomy story as last season. Sure, losing 8 of the last 13 home games is hardly the stuff of champions. But fans who had uneasy feelings about the new signings and how Ruben Amorim's full preseason preparation would change the team got a dose of cautious optimism. United looked sharper and hungrier, with Bryan Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha fitting in quickly, actively disrupting Arsenal's build-up and creating better opportunities, though Arsenal's goalkeeper David Raya had several crucial stops. Let's not gloss over the controversy. Ricky Calafio's decisive goal for Arsenal would have been ruled out on a different day. There's a hot debate here. Altay Bayindir wasn't strong enough in goal. VAR stayed silent. Raise your hand if you're still puzzled by how VAR defines a clear and obvious error. And England's leniency in protecting goalkeepers continues to defy European norms. Defending set pieces has gotten so chaotic that teams now employ extra defenders just to shield their own goalkeepers. Does that really add to the game, or just turn it into a mess? On the tactical front, some concerns persist. Mbeumo and Cunha were pricey, but effective. Deploying Bruno Fernandes deeper in midfield pulls him away from goal. But who else would orchestrate attacks if he moved higher? As for goalkeepers, neither Bayindir nor Andre Onana has cemented trust in the position. Casemiro and Patrick Dorgu offered stability, and defensively, United limited Arsenal's expected goals, XG, to just 0.4 outside of Calafiori's strike. Arsenal, for their part, looked less than inspired aside from a few flashes from Martin Odegaard, and new striker Victor Gyökeres struggled to impose himself. It's only week 1, but coach Mikel Arteta might need to alter the strategy to fit Gyökeres' situation. Strengths, more crosses, faster transitions, and perhaps better support around the box. But here's the part most people will ignore. Arsenal's tendency to retreat and game manage after taking the lead cost them points last year. Is the pendulum swinging too far toward pragmatism? Barcelona's flick, unimpressed after 3-0 win. Passion or overreaction? Barcelona stormed into LaLiga with a 3-0 road victory over 9-man Mallorca, but manager Hansi Flick wasn't smiling. His blunt verdict? I didn't like the game. Even with a 2-man advantage and a comfortable lead, Flick lamented his players' lack of urgency and intensity. But is he right to want more? The match's flow was bizarre. Barca struck quickly, with Lamine Yamal's slick pass setting up Raphinha, and Ferran Torres netting a fortunate second. Controversy followed as Mallorca's Antonio Raillo, clearly dazed after a head injury, remained on the pitch for the second goal. By halftime, Mallorca were down to 9, making the contest one-sided. But here's where debate heats up. Should Flick demand relentless effort in a game already decided by numerical advantage? Some would say yes, that's how character is built. Others argue that player welfare and energy conservation matter more, especially in the August heat. Maybe the real story was Yamal's electric start, Torres' step up with Lewandowski absent, and Ronald Araujo proving solid in an unfamiliar defensive trio. Do you think Flick is right to keep expectations sky high, or is he needlessly harsh? Bayern Munich lift Super Cup, but worrying signs remain. Celebration was loud after Bayern edged Stuttgart 2-1 in the German Super Cup. But under the surface, it wasn't all rosy. The match was precariously close, with Stuttgart's Deniz Undav and Nick Woltemade nearly snatching a result. When you need a 39-year-old Manuel Neuer to save the day multiple times, you know the defensive structure needs work. Neuer's limited appearances in recent years only magnify the concern. The fullback situation is muddled. Sasha Bowie or Konrad Leimer at right back, and Josip Stanisic, better suited as a center-back, covering at left back, until Alphonso Davies returns. But even more troubling is Bayern's search for attacking cohesion after losing several key forwards. Michael Olise can slot in, but depth looks thin, and the ongoing pursuit of talents like Woltemade or even Christopher Nkunku suggests uncertainty. On the bright side, new defender Jonathan Tah settled in quickly. Dayot Upamecano matched Stuttgart's energetic attackers, and Harry Kane and Luis Diaz made important contributions. But with Thomas Müller, Kingsley Coman, and Leroy Sané missing, and only Diaz added, Bayern's attacking options look dangerously stretched. Should Bayern stick with tradition or adapt their formation to fit the current squad? Time and the transfer window will tell. Quick hits and emerging stories. Tijani Reinders dazzled in his Manchester City debut against Wolves, providing a goal and an assist while proving his critics wrong. Pep Guardiola's gutsy call to play both Oscar Bob and Jeremy Doku wide signals a new, dynamic look for City. Will Reinders become the transfer steal of the season? Athletic Club's Nico Williams made waves with a standout display against Sevilla, scoring, assisting twice, and causing havoc throughout after an uneven campaign last year. Is this the season he reaches elite status? In the wannabe party crasher battle, Newcastle looked far sharper than Aston Villa. Despite a goalless draw, Newcastle adapted with Anthony Gordon leading the line, while Villa struggled to produce any threat, especially after Ezri Konsa's red card. Can either of these clubs truly break into the Premier League's established elite? Or was last year just a flash in the pan? For Milan, Christian Pulisic and Rafael Leao wasted no time impressing new manager Max Allegri, both finding the net in the Coppa Italia. With Santi Jimenez as an option, does Milan really need another marquee forward? Or can Allegri build around this dynamic duo? Liverpool's